How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Crypto Clout. I am your host, FaZe Crypto, and welcome to the YouTube show where you subscribe for the latest and greatest updates and everything related to cryptocurrency. Today, looking at the top performers, looks like Decentraland is sort of experiencing a pretty interesting 40%. So everybody who's been a believer in Decentraland for any amount of time is probably enjoying those nice juicy 40% gains. And why wouldn't Decentraland be getting this sort of attention? I mean, right now we're looking at the recent announcement, basically HTC partnership. We'll be working with Decentraland ecosystem. Of course, looking forward to Exodus 1. And so when we want to talk about Decentraland, I think people fail to realize how big this could actually be when it comes down to something like the importance of how VR is going to be playing a big role in the future. And I think the crypto space has caught wind of this in a large sense, especially we're talking about this recent hike in price. So we've got this article right here on CoinGape, of course. Flash hike, Decentraland, it's Mana price skyrockets 45% after partnership with HTC. So of course, pretty interesting validation of what is to come in respectively when we're talking about Decentraland. So well, partnership news has been a positive price mover for most coins and tokens. Decentralized news of a collaboration with HTC also has a similar impact as the news of the collaboration hits the streets. Decentraland coin broke all resistance levels and had an upward price break close to 45%. So just talking about this crypto, I know people love to bring up Minecraft and how big these virtual worlds, I mean, they tend to be underestimated before they hit the streets, and then before you know it, we'll all be strapped into virtual reality goggles and we'll all be trading up our digital plots of land. I mean, we've already seen stuff like this getting underestimated before, and I think that it makes perfect sense to bring it to the cryptocurrency space. Store, access, manage your decentralized assets all in one place. So both HTC Exodus and Decentraland are committed to redefining the way people manage their identities, privacy, cryptocurrencies, and other virtual possessions online. By storing private keys directly on the phone's hardware, Exodus allows users to secure their Decentraland identities, data, and assets directly in their pocket, totally cutting out the middleman. Decentraland's land, the ERC-721 virtual real estate that makes up the Genesis City, and Mana, Ethereum-based cryptocurrency, will both be supported on the Zion wallet. So of course, Decentraland is rapidly approaching the launch of its drag and drop screen editor, the builder, the beta release of its virtual world, introducing some of the most tangible use case of blockchain tech. So just taking a quick look at the Decentraland white paper. So Decentraland provides an infrastructure to support a shared virtual world, also known as a metaverse. It consists of a decentralized ledger for land ownership, a protocol for describing the content of each land parcel, and a peer-to-peer network for user interactions. So when we want to talk about the future, I think people have a hard time wrapping their minds around the real implications of how this could really be. I mean, I've been paying attention to Decentraland. I think we've talked about it on this channel plenty of times before in the past. And a traversable world. So the adjacency of land makes Decentraland unique from web domains, new land. Honestly, I think Decentraland, or at least something like it, easily has the potential to be the new way of the internet. I think in the future, the internet is certainly going to be a place where people strap on their VR goggles, and the time of the keyboard and the screen, the traditional model of what we expect to see with like a phone and all these different things like computers, will probably go the way of the dinosaur, and it will give way to a much more tangible VR centric format. I mean, this is just my personal take on it, and I think that something like a cryptocurrency, I mean, Decentraland is certainly way ahead of the game. I mean, VR has yet to really catch on that extent in the mainstream, and it's certainly going to be a few steps before we actually see this sort of stuff. But I mean, looking forward into the future, this type of stuff is really not far-fetched at all. You know, dreamy landscapes and smooth navigation welcome users to Decentraland, an open world where creativity reigns. Responses. So I think one of the things, I mean, honestly, if you could trade cryptocurrencies in Minecraft, wouldn't you do it? I think that's sort of the way that people think about these things. It's sort of a Minecraft for adults. You know, I think I'll title this video something along those lines. You know, our biggest goal for the new site is to communicate what Decentraland is as quickly and clearly as possible. With the recent major release of our developer SDK, the upcoming release of the builder, the imminent creator contest, you know, the rapid progress of engineers making the client, we were putting a lot of focus in many different areas. You know, speak with both artists and developers, crypto enthusiasts, and gamers. So when you think about how much time I mean, just in every single year, people are spending more and more of their lives plugged into these digital worlds, and something like a cryptocurrency that you know, offers this sort of you know, tangible, real world place where people can actually interact, I think will definitely bring cryptocurrency into that next era. So it's definitely a crypto that's worth paying attention to in that regard. And I'm not surprised that this recent you know, upgrade, you know, what we've been seeing happening with it, this partnership and all these different things. I mean, of course, HTC being the big one right now, but there's also many more that you know, are happening behind the scenes. And I mean, of course, this just being a very important you know, little thing to talk about. Certainly a good point to bring up, you know, in the context of this video. And I think that, you know, when we want to just give you know, this little bit of attention to Decentraland, you know, virtual reality platform, you know, put these virtual land, sell real estate money, you know, some having sold for anywhere between 300 and 200K, and it's like real life sports. You know, spot, you know, welcome to Decentraland, where you know, users spend real money. You know, you think about how big something like how much money basically like these websites, what do the kids playing these days? Something like Fortnite and all these different games that are basically, I mean, people are already pumping more money just to get like digital outfits on all these different things. So it's not out of the question to imagine that these digital worlds and so forth. I mean, 5 years ago, I think it might have been something that people wouldn't have been able to wrap their minds around quite as easily. But I think as our world becomes more virtual reality, you know, centric, and we actually can see people interacting in these digital worlds, and I think it going hand in hand with cryptocurrency is certainly a turn for you know, this interest. So currently I'm sitting on about 200 to 300 pieces of land, and each land is worth anywhere up to $300 to you know, even up probably 5,000 to 10,000. So it certainly is a new world out there, you know, what with all these different things, and you know, it's certainly interesting. So I kind of stumbled upon the idea of buying and selling for profit, and really took it as a business. So I think you know, as the world goes more online, we'll definitely see this like digital real estate sort of stuff. So if you're curious about the technology and what to see that you know, this weird new world is like, I'd encourage people to check it out, but never put a lot of money at risk, because it is super risky. So definitely take that quote. I mean, it is super risky. I mean, of course, every cryptocurrency is a risk. Obviously, remember, this video is for entertainment, educational purposes only. You know, obviously, this video is not any sort of advice, and obviously not financial advice out of this. I mean, So if you guys are interested in this, definitely go and check it out, though. I mean, it is interesting to see, cryptos like these getting pumped. Obviously make sure that you guys are following us on our Twitter. That's at CryptoTuber, of course. Always interested in hearing what your opinions are. Make sure that you guys comment down below, letting us know what you think about Decentraland. Do you see this as the future of cryptocurrency? Do you think that this is just going to be another flop? But of course, this HTC update is certainly something that makes it worth bringing to our attention. I had a lot of requests to make this video, and I think that it is an interesting one. So, in other news, we've got Warren Buffett calls Bitcoin a delusion, but an ingenious one. And, always interesting to see that these billionaires, I mean, I personally think this guy's filling his bags. We're all sitting around wondering what he's means by this sort of headline, because you imagine how many people get his opinions and then run with them and just see this in our headline culture. They just hear Warren Buffett calls Bitcoin a delusion and might have some sort of influence on the way people think. And blockchain is important, but Bitcoin has no unique value at all. It doesn't produce anything. You can stare at it all day and no little Bitcoin come out or anything like that. He's not wrong there. I mean, but the fact that Bitcoin was one of the the quintessential introduction of cryptocurrency is it's neither here nor there. I mean, he's not the one who gets to decide, but it is interesting to hear his opinion. So Samsung really wants cryptocurrency users to ditch their iPhones. Interesting how the Samsung Galaxy S10 to support D apps. Of course, interesting all around news. But all that being said, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. It is interesting to see these different developments taking place. But all that being said, Decentraland, number 73 ranking. Do you think it's the new Minecraft of cryptocurrency? I guess only time will tell. But all that being said, hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.